Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. I am a 6'2", 110 kilograms guy, and I had to get a restraining order from my ex-girlfriend. It was the most emasculating experience, but I had no choice. She was violent and manipulative. I could not have moved on without it and now live a wonderful life. You did the most truly masculine thing you could do. You did not use your size and power to take her down, you used your mind and in turn the law against her. With what she did, many men and women would have taken the easier route of beating the hell out of her, which would have taught her nothing, helped her woe is me bullshit and ruined your future. Instead you took her down in a way that shows her for exactly who she is while keeping your good name. There's nothing better in this world than a strong human who knows when to use their strength and when not to. You, sir, are a very good man who should hold their head up high. Thank you for your words. I'm glad I made the choices I did now. I'm happily married with a beautiful family, and to think how it was sent was like a dream. There is nothing unmasculine about protecting yourself. Lose that idea immediately. 6'2", 30 pounds. I had multiple people witness my 5'5" ex hit me repeatedly with her car keys in her hand, slapping me. Black eye, couple cuts, not serious. Call the cops. They came and talked to her, skipped the two guys who hung out to act as witnesses. Informed me that I needed to clear out, and I had it coming more than likely after I served my ex with custody papers. 2 other times she called the cops on me claiming I hit her, and they showed up at my door with cuffs. Lawyer recommended I videotape all in-person interactions and have witnesses. Video was the only reason I didn't go to jail, based solely on her word. Good news was she fell off the face of the earth 5 years ago, and I have full parenting rights for my daughter, and neither of us hear from her anymore. She's a full-blown narcissist. It did hurt the daughter, but in the long run it's for the best. Men and women of Reddit who caught their significant others cheating, how did you do that? And what was your reaction? So many red flags I chose to ignore. We all worked together. She was fresh off a divorce when I started dating her. He was a good friend / boss who told me how much he respected me for raising my kid on my own. I ran the shop. She did hours / safety. He was manager / dispatcher. We slowed down and I moved to the field. 2 months later he decides he wants her on the side along with his wife and kids. He's there for the wedding, and every step of our lives for the next 4 years. My wife and I are fighting more and more, but trying to make it work. She hands me her phone one day, snap.chat is open and I see his name as I'm cycling through apps. 5 years of lying to myself comes to an end, and I tell her that if she's ducking around, is it okay if I start? I could use a side piece too. I show up at work the next day and drag him across his desk and down the stairs. One of the guys drags me off and I phone his wife while he's crying in the shop in front of everyone, begging me not to. They moved out of the city shortly after. The wife. We aren't divorced yet. But it sure isn't happily ever after either. The 5 years of lying didn't come to an end, obviously. You still try to ignore your own red flags. Vengeful. Vindictive. Vitriolic. Vain. Vicious. Vile. Virulent. You should have the balls to go through what you made others go through. I am taking the chance to shake you off, as I feel your children should not have to witness any of that ducking vitriol between you and their stepmom. You are hurt, so everyone won't have to feel the pain, sir. Even your child's. You can lie to your wife, to everyone you want to lie to, including yourself, but you should never lie to your own children's. Oh boy, you made him cry, you made her wife cry, and probably make your actual wife cry. But are you able to cry? Go ahead, look yourself in the mirror and try to cry. Don't be angry, be vulnerable. The cloud of pain is raining down on your family right now. You have the power to break it, but you don't. Any damage after your decision to be indecisive will solely be laid at your foot. You are not in the dark anymore, you have no excuse. Either you accept or you let go. Simmering in this painful shit stew will make everyone in the room smell like shit that they want it or not. Your wife is as much responsible for the infidelity as the guy you drag across work. But she doesn't need to feel your pain, anger or suffering. She and you need to be set free. But here we are, holding us back, lying to ourselves again, but this time with an iron armor and sword at the ready. Good luck, my man. The sooner you make the right decision, the sooner you will reap the benefits of acting out of love instead of swimming in hate and mistrust for misguided reasons. I've cried and cried and cried. I've been in and still am in therapy. I've been diagnosed with a form of PTSD from essentially having my reality shattered. I'm on antidepressants. Attend anger management. I've gone on a 3-month hiatus away from almost everyone trying to figure out what I want. My kids are the one thing that keeps me grounded. I dragged him across the desk because he took the opportunity to describe to me how they did it. Apparently over the years he bragged to me frequently. He was refusing to tell his wife because he didn't think I would. I am not vain. I have little pride. My thoughts of vengeance are gone. I've had moments of viciousness and vindictiveness in my life, but how far can a man be pushed? I fail to see what I made others go through. My children are largely sheltered from it. The oldest is in counseling for other things. I've talked to her counselor and she's never brought it up. If my emotions and anger are too much, I take time for myself. The wife struggles because she has to face her demons in counseling. She doesn't like that. She likes it even less when she has to face her demons in front of me in couples counseling. Everyone's favorite sayings translated. Rant. So I'd love to hear what everyone's favorite sayings your WS has fed you. And then I'd love to hear what you feel they translated into. I didn't know you knew. Backstory: I suspected for a very long time, just couldn't believe it. Translation: well, you see, I didn't care enough about you to bother with that whole loyalty thing or to honor my vows. If I knew you suspected it, I would have done a better job of hiding it. There were never supposed to be consequences. Translation: I didn't care about consequences as long as they weren't for me. I saw the consequences for you and I was fine with them. Really holding me accountable is rather inconvenient. Can you not do that? I've got a few. I'm not interested in anyone else equals I've lied for years over my lack of interest in you to keep you in a sexless marriage whilst I gorge on porn and affairs. I'll even go to the doctors for a testosterone test to keep these lies going. I want to look like a great family guy but put zero effort into my marriage. I never thought you'd leave equals I thought I could treat you like the invisible member of the family because you're not working and I am. I can lie to you about finances and have you and the kids live in a state of frugality when there's extra thousands you don't know about. I never thought you'd figure this out. I thought I could abuse your trust forever. You'll regret it equals shit, she's leaving. I'll regret it for the rest of my life equals shit, she's not as dumb as I thought. She's discovered my secret life and my financial lies. Christ, she's going to get at least half the house, pension and the shares and is primary carer of the children. She's moving away with them and I've lost the things I was too arrogant to believe I ever could. I had a wife who tried to engage with me for 15 years and now I'm shocked that, suddenly, she doesn't love me anymore. I thought I could say all those nasty things and behave the way I did without consequence. Still, I'll carry on lying about my bit on the side because I'm too deep in the habit. Edit: your username made me laugh. I'm sure your balls aren't old toe, D. Well, my balls are 40. When I made the account, the crew I worked with were all younglings, 18-24, and 2 of them had graying hair where I don't. They'd make fun of me for being old and I often said only gray on my body is on my balls. They started calling me old balls after that. That's hilarious. 40 isn't old though, it's just how you feel, I guess. I'm 44 and some days I still feel vibrant but mostly I feel over the hill. Keep going, young balls. Thanks, now I can't unsee them. It was a mistake. No, it was your intentional, manipulative and selfish actions that ruined everything. Mistakes are innocent and unintentional. What you did was deliberate, deceitful, and dishonest. My ex was big on everybody makes mistakes. But infidelity is a series of decisions. You chose to flirt, to exchange info, to meet each other in a place where nobody else would be around, to be physically intimate, to take your clothes off, to have sex, to do it repeatedly for months on end. That's not a mistake. That's duplicitous and cowardly. No, it's a choice. It's several small choices until wham, you're cheating. It might be a mistake when you got caught. But that's cause you have consequences suddenly. You guys don't know what you're talking about. The world is full of banana peels, and when a woman slips on one she lands on a penis. It's not even her fault, really. I thought everyone knew this. See, now I actually avoid people with low self-esteem now after my ex. Understanding that no matter what you do to raise them up, they might throw it all away for validation from some random person because it's new and makes them feel better about themselves than anything about their tired old relationship can do for them. I had my ex tell me that me telling her how good she looked didn't count cause I was biased. Are you freaking kidding? I'm your husband, my validation should be the only one that matters. But those random guys you're chatting up, they mean it. No, they would never just say whatever they needed to get what they want. They were sincere. Yes, sure they were. One of my favs is I didn't want to tell you we were sexting, and I was going over to his house. Because I thought you would get mad. Now honey, why would I get mad at you for trusting you? Of course, I would get mad, you street ID by Seach. It's funny, my ex would actually question every relationship with a female I had to the point where I dropped those friends to keep her feeling more secure. Turns out she was just projecting her friendship. Wow. I'd say good riddance. She sounds so crazy and rude. It sucks when people change completely like that. But like Maya Angelou correctly stated, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. My husband was amazing and a pure gentleman the almost 2 years we dated before marriage. Respected me, my boundaries, etc. Soon after we married, he changed so much. I blamed it on growing pains since we had started living together for the first time, but he was never the same man I dated. Instead of showing me the best version of himself, it just all slowly went downhill until he selfishly decided cheating on me was acceptable. I just wrote out this in this sub about 2 hours ago. Explain this, favorites. It was a one-time thing. I was drunk. One thing lead to another. Come back home and we can talk about it. Oh, the favorites. Have fun. One thing lead to another. Yes, your shitty soul led you to stick your hand down his pants. Credible. Funny but sad. Oh, an oxymoron. That my big word for this century. You know me, I'm a shy guy, as his reasoning for how/why he couldn't have cheated on me. My husband had low self-esteem, is introverted and doesn't really like socializing and would rather stay home than go out. So I was shocked that he cheated on me and was actively looking to talk/sext with randoms. One thing I've noticed is you'd think the people with low self-esteem wouldn't cheat, but they're the more likely culprits. I had accepted him not coming out to my family events because apparently he just didn't feel comfortable. Yet that didn't mean I gave him permission to call/sext random women. It's not what it looks like. Equals just because we are naked, intertwined and he is balls deep in me does not mean we are having sex. I don't think it is a good idea we think about any other children. 2 years ago, I'm on my way out. I don't really take care of our child while I am home anyway, and she cramps my style when hanging around new men in my life. I regret this decision to keep you with me. I like you, and I like the home we made together. I just don't know if I love you anymore. 1 year before D-Day, I haven't found AP yet, but I need more time to feel secure on leaving you. I don't have time between classes and it is expensive for counseling. 11 months before D-Day, I know you are seeing a psychologist to make yourself better for marriage. I also know this open door requires motivation on my part, but I know I am full of bullshit. The real reason is because I don't want this marriage anymore, and it benefits me knowing you will be busy trying to make things work. While you are distracted, I go out to new bars and meet new people. I might even get lucky. I was sad. It's better for the both of us. D-Day, I am going to bring my AP in this house thinking you already moved out in less than a week. He will be half naked and terrified with his dick hanging out. You won't kill him and I will guilt you the next day about it. I will tell you that you are controlling and this is my house, not yours. I'm getting ducked here. 1 month post D-Day, I agreed to set a roadmap for our divorce in advance. It wasn't advantageous enough and I feel like going back on everything we planned. The parenting plan I signed, the finances we disclosed and would divvy up, the house we sold. Why can't I eat my cake too and shit chocolate on yours? I knew you knew all that already. I still don't know what this means, but obviously he didn't know I knew. Why is it understanding my ex-wife is a covert narcissist makes me feel better? Therapy. So I talked to a counselor recently. New therapist as I am still having issues with my anxiety, although anger has been in a much better place. When I described how things went with my ex, before even halfway through the story she started asking some very pointed questions. She informs me that it sounds like my ex is a covert narcissist. I couldn't understand the things that were done and how I was used. Understanding now that she is what she is, suddenly I feel better, like I'm less at fault. Understanding that she just couldn't be bothered to care about me, or more relieving, she never really cared about him either. We were just pawns for her use. I did try in our marriage and I think that's the part I struggle with. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save our marriage. It wasn't because I didn't try to make us work. Our family work. It was because she's broken. I didn't fail, I just never had a chance. It's weird to me that I feel relief to this. She still did the same things she did, and on purpose for that matter. But suddenly understanding she might be what she is, I feel relief, like I am less broken. Because you know that they didn't cheat because of you. They would have cheated no matter who they were with. When you can put a name to it, it does feel better. Because nothing you did or can do can fix your marriage. It was never about you. You're not crazy. But they really are. Cause you must feel like you did nothing wrong, it's all on her. Caveat, that may be 100% true, it's all on her, but a therapist told me don't forget that it doesn't mean I don't have flaws in relationships as well, and that this doesn't mean I was perfect. My flaws may not justify cheating, but she just wanted me to make sure I don't boost my ego to the point that I think I'm perfect all around. Oh, I got plenty of flaws. Hell, I'm pretty sure some of my flaws have flaws. Ha. Well, hopefully you continue healing. It's tough, but hope you get the support you need. Take care. Really good point. I've been reflecting a lot on how to be better in my next relationships, always aware that I cannot really control other people's decisions, including cheating. That helped me too. The entire time I knew my ex-wife, it was a total head trip. I could never put my finger on exactly what was off about her or why the relationship was so crazy and one-sided and unlike anything else I'd ever gone through. It was constant emotional trauma from day one. Hearing a definition for what she was put it in perspective and really put context to it so that I could accept it and understand, okay, so that's what she was. And this is what we do when we meet someone like this. Closure. I recently came to the same conclusion about my wife. And I realized that there is nothing I can do to fix things. She's a broken person who needs serious therapy, but I can't make her do that. In the meantime, she will do everything she can to make me the villain in her story. And I can't change that either. But I can fix me. I can fix the damage that's been done to me. It's going to take time and I'm going to need some professional help along the way, and I know I have flaws, but I know it's not my fault. This is my story, too. You are not broken at all. They project all their faults and shortcomings onto their victims. My ex described to me her fears. She took every one of them and gave them to me. She was afraid of not being enough, of being undesired, of being made a fool. Well, I'll tell you what, I sure as hell feel all of those things now. Oh wait, let's toss in my fears from before. Abusive XXGF, no one could actually love me. I am nothing but a tool. Yeah. Your affair through our entire marriage really helped me with those fears. Counseling isn't cheap, lol. Likely your previous XGF was a narcissist as well. Fear or being undesired, not being enough, being made a fool of, no one could love you, you are nothing but a tool. If any of these were true/applied to you, your ex-GF and your ex-wife would not have targeted you. Narcissists do not target weak or broken people. You possess a strength that they both coveted: looks, build, personality, confidence, material wealth, etc. Your ex-wife will not be the last narcissistic woman that will take an interest in you. You can be repeatedly targeted by such individuals. I have had this experience. If ever you want to compare notes or vent, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm fairly confident that both were. I had a case of the overt into the cover. My ex had done such a number on me that I wanted someone nothing like her. Never saw that whole switch up coming. I am one of those people who they like to target. I want to believe in the good in people I sacrifice for my family. And I put my own needs last. Now let's see. What kind of narcissist can I find next? Kidding. Now comes time to prioritize myself and my kids. I know there is healing to be had there as well. Jokes aside, a narcissist chooses their victim, not the other way around. They are control freaks. You didn't choose either of those foolish women despite what you may think. Narcissists are also relentless in their pursuit. Both of yours studied you before they made their respective moves. They both knew what you desired as far as a partner and tailored their performances to match your ideal. Any narcissistic woman that follows will do the same. They will study you and attempt to mimic what you desire. They will press aggressively to get close to you in a short period so that they can study you better. They will press hard for intimacy so that you can be love-bombed and your judgment compromised. My current tally: I was married to one, dated one after divorce, was friends one that tried to pursue romance, the most recent was a married coworker that tried to pursue me for 2 years. They don't care what you want, they don't care if you are married or if they are. Boundaries do not apply. They don't care who gets hurt. Jokes aside, be on your guard, my friend. Prioritizing yourself and your kids is a great first step in the healing process. Yeah. The more I read on the subject, the more I realize exactly what she did and how she went about it. I saw so many red flags and I ignored them due to her being a good Christian girl. I know further down the road I am going to run into another. Part of me says, why not play them, use their issues to get what you want. And in reality it's not hard to do that, as they have a ton. It's only karma, they should be made to suffer too. And then I realize what that would make me. I realize how horrible I would become and how no matter what these people do I need to respect and be true to myself. Healing and karma kicking down doors. Update. Hey all. So I posted a lot when my STB ex-wife affair came out. Under a different account. Long story short, today is a great day. I'm over 2 years out. 18 months since she moved out. 2 months out from some clarity and healing coming from the understanding that the STBX is a covert narcissist. It amazed me how much this helped, as it allowed me to accept things that I never could understand and brought relief in the fact that no matter what I couldn't have stopped her. My marriage wasn't a lie. She was. So 2 weeks ago I interviewed and took a job from a company I provided service work for with my wife's AP, my co-worker/friend. I left the company we worked for as soon as it came out and jumped on with another one, but with a different specialty. Well, I nailed the interview. And I was put directly in charge of overseeing all the work my old company does. I have the power to grant contacts, etc. It's kinda a hell yes moment. The owner of the old company phoned me up and offered his head on a platter as soon as he heard I got the position I did. offering to fire him right there. Just say the word. It was tempting, but no, I couldn't be that person. I told him no, I would never ask that. But I don't want to deal with him going forward, as I feel it's better for everyone that way, as my anger isn't quite what it needs to be at times still. This guy, a piece of work too, enjoyed bragging to me and describing to me what went on, all under the guise of something else. I guess I caught on late, but I understood it all. I still have some anger issues, and honestly I don't trust myself to keep it professional. I saw him this weekend with his wife, who pretended to not see me. But the look on his face, a man who the last time was bragging to me about taking my wife was showing a truly beat down look I took way too much pleasure in. I realize I'm a petty person, lol. The kicker, I found out in the end, one of the last 3 candidates for the position was him, and the deciding factor was how they just got a better vibe off me and seemed to be more friendly and would be a better fit personality-wise with the rest of the team. I just felt I should share that little slice of karma pie being laid out for my world. I'm almost 30 months out. Life keeps getting better. I keep getting happier, and it will come, people, trust me. Congratulations. The AP is still with his wife. Any updates on the ex? Ex has given up a further idea of dating, and I haven't seen much of her lately. Getting it done on paper officially ASAP. Good for you. Maintain North Carolina for your mental health. We do have a child together. When I say I haven't seen much of her lately, I mean no drama, no blow-ups. And she is currently finding her new job to be very supply fresh, I'm imagining. Not your problem anymore. Thank goodness. Ditto on this one. So happy you are doing well. My marriage wasn't a lie, she was really hit home with me. Wish you all the best, may karma hand you some more giggles. The end of the day, I tried. I put in the work. I loved, and I can say I gave everything I possibly could, and she took it all. And then took more from others. For the most part I stayed true to myself. When I was being denied a reality and gaslight, going through the PTSD stuff, I lost myself some there. But for the most part I stayed true. I gave it my all. She was never really in the game to make a marriage work, she was of the game that she wanted a servant, and how dare I want things like needs being met and to be treated decently. Lol. But I tried. That's what matters to me at this point, I think. I didn't stop trying until it came crashing down around my ears and I saw what exactly I was married to. Sounds very relatable, sadly. Proud of you. Really, I hope to be like you one day. Curious why you did not tell his wife, after all she should know. She was told, and she is of the mindset that she would rather lie to herself. The soul of the AP always deserves to know. You are not petty. I would have got him fired. Then he and his wife get to play the victim again. They tried to make him look like a victim as much as possible. No one can imply I'm stopping his kids from eating. And she can't victimize him more. My hands are clean. I very respectfully disagree. I would argue that you want to grant contracts to not only professionally sound companies but also ethically sound companies. After all, if they employ someone who is a braggart about being a cheat, what other professional shortcuts would they take? If they do, that makes your company suffer and you look bad. I see where you're going here. It is a reasonable line of thinking. Especially because in my industry our signature is legally binding. That signature doesn't mean a lot if it's attached to someone with clearly low morale values. Although as I'm new to the position, making that kind of wave and having those rumors attached to it is something I want to avoid. At least till probation is over. Who is his wife? Your ex-wife? I honestly couldn't care less what card they played. For me it would be about giving him what he deserves. Mocking you about how he was doing your wife, no, I would definitely get him back now. And as a nice bonus his wife would probably divorce him for not having a job. There is a reason his boss contacted you to get him fired. Almost every person in your position would have him fired. I am not saying you should fire him, though it would probably make many people happy if you did. But don't call yourself petty. You aren't. If roles were reversed, he would have fired you. They say it doesn't affect anyone else. Rant. Just got back from the first counseling session for my youngest. She's 5 years old. Affair stopped 2 years ago, and had been going on for 6 years in total. We tried to reconcile at first, but I quickly realized just how twisted her affair was and what was truly done. It also turned out my ex, who was diagnosed as being high on the narcissistic personality index, well, my then wife turns out was much higher. I went to tell the counselor after my daughter left the room, what home life. Before I could speak, she says, so which of you two had the affair? Since you're her, I'm going to assume it was her. Plus I had mentioned that the now ex wasn't willing to attend counseling with our daughter. Every part of what my daughter struggles with now and even how it was caused suddenly made so much sense. Anger, anxiety, her temper tantrums, how she pushed away against myself and my oldest daughter as she quickly learned how to keep her invested in the family as she became more and more of the belief that her actions were the only thing keeping our family together. How she pushes me away because she resented me cause I couldn't protect the family from her affair. Denies as she it was all laid out there in a nice list for me to see and pass along to the ex if she's going to go ahead and at least understand what our daughter was struggling against. We were using video chat and eventually she was emailed the papers. Well, after she started to calm down, I told her I had also sent in an official. She looked at the list and by her response of going completely blank, catatonic I think they call it, she did not like acknowledging just how much her affair had cost the house. She still refuses to understand what projections and insists because she was cheating I must be the one really doing it. It affects no one, they say. No, you just want to believe your petty lies. I'm glad the now ex is down south for the rest of the year staying with her moms and dad, doing yoga and hiding from the reality she created. Don't worry though, she never intended to do that. Nope, nope, nope. If she's abandoning her child, why let her into this equation at all? Focus on you and your daughter's healing only here. No need to try to prove to X why she's wrong. She'll never get the message. She's on a mental health break, she tells me. It's all been so much for her this entire time. She also had the affair spilled to her parents and let's just say she's down there to show them it's not like that. Don't call it a mental break. Call it child abandonment. What exactly it is. She can avoid you but still choose her parental responsibilities. I'd be using this time to document so you get full legal custody, and if she decides to make her break permanent, then you are better prepared. Protect the child, no matter what. Focus on yours and her relationship and how that can be healthy. If her mom can't give capacity, then don't force it and bring everyone down. Cut her off and focus on healing here. Where I'm from, Canada, it's almost impossible to get full custody. It's absurd what you can get away with, anything short of sexual abuse, and even then the other parent can force time with the kid. My daughter for a long time struggled because she was suddenly given healthy attention from myself. I was working 100 hours a week pre-D-Day, post-D-Day I was a shitty parent, my head was spinning too much. She was legit fighting to accept the healthy attention I was giving her because all she was used to was the unhealthy attention. I hate that her bullshit hurt the kiddo. Hurt me all you want, but damn it. Leave the kids without scars. I understand that. It still sounds like she won't be back soon. As a result, focus on your and the child's healing. If she doesn't want to take active part in this, then don't force it. If this is the new normal, focus on what you need to do to find happiness for you and the child. I'd minimally talk to the STBX. The ex is the one who will lose long-term abandoning her child. Spend this time being the mother and father so when your child has at least one stable parent to rely on. I understand it's hard when you have to heal yourself. My advice is be the rock your child needs to be and cry at night when she's asleep or when you're in the shower, and try hard not to show that to the child. Project happiness and a healthy, loving environment for her even if it seems forced right now. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.